Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Springdale 260BH travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple of things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for your awning to come in and out. Over on your off campsite, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in right here on the side. It actually stores inside there. Pull it out to run it, big long 30 amp cord, and then your water is going to be toward the front of your unit on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level our unit. Now, it does come with a night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Now, should you happen to lose power, underneath this stopper here is a spot for this hand crank. This will get this up and down should you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose coming down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these stabilizing jacks with a 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use a drill gun or an impact driver. I just recommend when you get to the bottom you slow down. I'm also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris. Hot blacktop in the summer. You're only going to run these down just until you've got some resistance on your hand crank. Remember, we've already got our unit level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. So get you a 4-pack of jack pads from our store with your 10% off coupon. Put them down, run all 4 of these down. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, on your off camp side, big long 30 amp cord stores inside your unit. At the end of that 30 amp, should you need to plug into a 110 somewhere, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer that comes with your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Docking station up here on the front, to the right, city water connection. That's where we'll hook up at campsites. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook your hose up, but don't turn that hose on yet. Come down here to your hot water heater. All we're going to do at this point, folks, is make sure our drain plug's back in. Throw a little plumber's tape around that. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, after that hose has been on for a little while, once you go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then you can turn on this hot water heater from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to use potable water. We're going to go dry camping somewhere. In that case, we'll fill up our fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here, simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater check. Keep an eye on this when filling it up. Once it is full, go ahead and put your cap back on. Treat your hot water heater the same way, make sure it's plugged up. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you will turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. It's already pressurized. Alright, we got power and water hooked up. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. On your off camp side over here, you got your pass-through storage. Again, your water connections. You got your freshwater drain right there. Coming down the side here is your hot water heater again. A couple more things on that. You have an on-off electric element down here. The only time you ever want to turn this on down here is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, turn it on from indoors. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back down. They're a reset button. Then your power, a vent for your microwave, access to the back of your fridge. Got an outdoor shower and a black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our tanks. You also have a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. Make sure it's never blocked. And if you run your furnace, steer clear of that. It will get hot. Back here, you dump your black and gray tanks. Here's where you plug in your cable at campsites. Spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for that. Helps prevent dry rot. Going over here on your campsite, you have another little storage area here. Accessible under your bunks inside. You're prepped for a TV. You can clamp one on here, plug in your cable in 110. A couple outdoor speakers. That brings us back around to our front storage area with your hitch work in it. Lastly, your propane does come with a cover and a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty-loosey to open. And that about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Okay, so coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry door in case of an emergency. Up here to our left is going to be our control panel. So here's where you see your brand new battery. There's your freshwater tank to tell when your potable water is full. Black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. Your water pump if using potable water. Your entry light, your awning lights. Down here is your awning control. I want to show you on your awning. You only want to run that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your brown bar. These awnings will run themselves up backwards if you continue to run them out. So go ahead and keep an eye on it when you run it out. Another thing on your awning, you have to make sure that your door is at least at 90 degrees here. As you see, if this is all the way open, it'll hinder it. And lastly, on your awning, you have pitch control. To rain, pitch it this way, it'll run all your rainwater to this way. That's able to be done on either end. Again, opening and closing, you want to make sure your door is at least past that 90 degrees. Run your awning back in. Down below that is a Furrion Access Wi-Fi router. You have to visit Furrion to purchase a subscription to that. Down below here, also next to your fire extinguisher, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, and if you're going to be gone all day, go ahead and disconnect your battery keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Down that area, table will remove your legs, put your table on these lips right here. Put your back cushions on top, gives you another sleeping quarters. You are prepped for a TV in here. Mounting area here, cable in 110. If you hook a cable up here, before running your digital channel scan, make sure that green light is on by pushing the button there. That is a digital channel enhancer and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. Up here is your sound system. Turn that on. Go to FM. Hold it to turn it on, I guess. Oh, just got to give it a light touch instead of holding it in. Got to turn that on. Crank it up. See if we can pick up any channels in here. We're in a metal building, so doubtful. But it is, there we go. Dual zone, music indoors or out. There's your outdoors. Or both. AM, FM, Bluetooth, USB, DVD, CD player. Nice system. Your bunk area, individual lighting up here, USB ports. In your sink area, 110 with GFCI reset, and your thermostat. Turn that down, turn your AC on. You hear that cranking. Shut your AC off. It shuts off rather quickly. Turn your heat on. Remember, shut that off. You'll notice as I continue walking that your furnace will continue running for a few minutes. That fan tends to take a few minutes to cycle through. Your Dometic kit fridge, turn that on. We're on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're running off gas. Lift this button to be running off gas, and if that light comes on, check your gas. Self-explanatory microwave. Below that, you have a light and a fan. Over your cooktop, these glass tops make an excellent backsplash. Turn that panel light on. Turn this to light. Hit your spark, and when your gas is on, that'll turn on here. Same thing on your oven. Turn this to light. Spark it down here. No need for a pilot light anymore, and then set it to the desired temperature. Oven light below your oven. Access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Kitchen area. You have a smoke alarm up in the ceiling over here. A jackknife sofa. Lift up on the front, and the whole thing will fold down. You got a little storage under here. Into another sleeping quarters. Lift up on the front, pull it back towards you, and you also have cup holders. In your bedroom, make sure that this door is snapped open for travel. Also have a hand crank open vent here. Emergency exit window. Prepped for a TV. You can put a TV on this backer here and plug cable and 110 in. All this lighting up in here is all just individual lighting. And that about covers everything in here. I did forget your bathroom. Step back here. Main thing to talk about in here, you have a hand crank open exhaust vent here. Access to the plumbing under your shower. Foot flush toilet. So part of acting like we're leaving the campsite, closing the unit up, shutting off a lot of this lighting. A lot except for the ceiling lights are not part of this light here. So shut off our entry light. Walk around the unit. Shut off everything else that needs shut off. Put our glass top down. And exit the unit. Alright, at this time we will unhook our cable, our water, and our power. Bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. If we are out dry camping, we're going to get up underneath our freshwater tank here, dump that out, and head on home. If we are at a campsite, hook up your hitch and head on up to your dump station. Now your dump is going to be all the way to the rear of the unit on your off camp side. Park accordingly so you can use your 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Arrive, hook that up, and pull this black tank. Now while that black tank's draining, we're going to get up underneath here, dump our hot and cold low point drains. Once those are done, come to your hot water heater, lift up on your pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of your hot water out of there. Push that down, and then you can pull this drain plug. When your black tank is no longer done draining, Leave that black handle open. It can be your left handle here, your bigger handle. Come on up here and grab that hose at the dump station. Again, with your water pressure regulator. Hook that up and let that hose run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Again, making sure you leave that handle open while you turn that on. Once that's done, remove your hose. Make sure all that washout that you just put in there is drained. Close your black handle, pull our gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water. It's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then you can conveniently and sanitarily store it right there in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy the Springdale for many years to come. Happy camping.